Kelsey start us off with an opening statement.
I want to commend Coach Pope and his team and the program he's building there. Firmly believe that his team is a national title contender, and I believe that to be the case for our team as well. It was a big-time college atmosphere, two really good teams competing at a very high level. It was just genuine competition. There wasn't any extracurricular stuff. It was just good old-fashioned loose balls, hard screens, and dudes playing their butts off. So it's a great rivalry. It's one of the greatest rivalries in all of collegiate sports. And this was another addition to that. The Center was rocking. I think it was a huge factor in the game. Somebody told me it was like 170 short of the biggest crowd in the history of the arena. That's what Bob told me. I don't know if that's true or not. Bob gave me bad data.
Close. It's close.
Okay.
Biggest crowd since 2017.
Bob says that it's true. So don't take my word for it for sure. I just know one thing. It was rocking. We got off to a good start, which got the crowd in the game. And there were a couple young roars that I'll remember for a long, long time.
We'll go to questions. CL, here's the first one.
Certainly you aren't responsible for past 15 or so years in this rivalry, but it seemed like Louisville had a tendency to kind of play tight in this game. What do you feel like was the key for you tonight to come out free and confident? It seemed like there was never a seed of doubt among your players.
Man, I think the key to that is removing yourself and removing your team from results. It's what we try to do all the time. Fans are supposed to do that. Media is supposed to do that. You want to talk about outcomes all the time. It's boring coach speak, but it's just being present in preparation, being present in the atmosphere, being present in each possession, in each 4-minute segment of the game. And just understanding when that ball goes up, it's just a basketball game. So we harp on that every day. It's not something that, hey, when we get to a big moment, a big game, we're going to change our approach. That's what we do all the time. Playing with joy, playing with confidence, playing with passion. And those guys work so hard, and that's what we say, that we focus on excellence in the process all the time, so that when the moment's big and the lights are the brightest, you don't have to rise to the occasion. You just revert to your training. That's the foundational belief and philosophy in our approach to everything we do.
Steve, on your end.
Pat, you had your team had games like this last year against SMU and Florida State, where you're able to put 90 points or more on the board and only have like 6 or 7 turnovers. But tonight, against the opponent and the environment, was this one of the best games you've had as a coach, given everything that was at stake tonight?
Yeah, this is one of those rare games where I haven't even peeked at the stat sheet. There was absolute zoo and chaos going on in there for about the last 45 minutes or so. So Bob mentioned it on the radio interview. Yeah, I mean, in a setting like this, in a game like this, with stakes that high against a defensive team that's one of the best in the country, to only have 6 turnovers under those circumstances and the magnitude of this game was a big key.
You're right.
Pat, sorry to catch you with another stat sheet question after that, but when we spoke to Mark Pope, he said he felt one of the real keys to this game was Louisville's 20 assists to Kentucky's just 14 assists. Certainly some of that is how they played and where they were distributing the ball. What did you guys do to really take away some of those assist opportunities from them?
Oh, geez. I like to think that, I got to go back and pour through the tape, but, basketball's a make or miss game sometime. I mean, obviously their assist total would be a little bit higher, some of their shots would have fallen. But, I think our guys, for the most part, were on it. When we had I forget what the lead was, it was 16, 17, 18 points. And then there was a segment for about 4 or 5 minutes when the truths of our system we weren't adhering to. It was just, caught up in the noise of the crowd and the circumstance of that moment, and it was kind of, I looked out there and I told him at the timeout, I could squint my eyes and I could just see open gym defense for about 2 or 3 possessions where whether guys were fatigued, guys were tired. We talk about SVP all the time, stance, vision, positioning. And I just, we got a veteran team and they fix things before I get in the huddle, but I told those guys, like, we got to ramp up our defense. We're not playing with enough intensity, enough passion. Our pick and roll coverage is getting exploited. They had made like I think they made 4 threes and scored 12 points off threes. But our guys locked back in. Down the stretch, we didn't shoot it well from the free throw line, but we continued to go down at the other end and not let that affect our defense. We were able to get stops and rebounds and close out the game.
In the front, Mark Brooks.
Mark Blankenbaker, ESPN. You mentioned the chaos in the locker room after the game. How important it is to kind of celebrate those big moments with your team, with your guys? And then what do you call the dance that we have seen some of the video of? Do you have a name for
You
that?
guys saw that?
Already, it's already out, yeah.
It's ugly. I constantly embarrass my kids. My daughters are going to be appalled. We have fun, man. We have joy in what we do. And listen, we celebrated in that locker room, and that was a fun celebration. We celebrate when we beat South Carolina State. We work really stinking hard. Every team around the country does, but like the demands we put on our guys, the expectations, the standard that we hold them to, the amount of preparation, the excellence that we want them to have. You got to enjoy the wins. You just have to. You can't be relieved that you didn't lose. You have to enjoy the wins. To be honest with you, that one was a little bit better and bigger than most of them, but it doesn't matter if it's an exhibition game against Bucknell. We're going to be fired up and we're going to enjoy the wins. Then we turn the page, we get up the next day, and we move on to the next one.
Yeah, I noticed you had some tape or a bandage on your finger. I was just wondering what happened there. Did that happen during the celebration?
You can tell them if you want.
Do I have to know?
Let's see it.
I can't believe you guys got the dance video.
Well,
I
Frank.
forget there's cameras in there.
Frank?
I did like the tick from like 1985. So I don't know if it's broken, but I dislocated my finger. It was like that way. Oh, 90 degrees. I looked down and I'm like, oh. Doc was right there and he came over and he's like, yank that sucker back in place. So I tell our guys all the time, rub a little dirt on it. When's practice? Let's go.
Was that in the game? Just like mid-game?
No. So we go in the practice gym and all the coaches are in there, and that's where we meet before we go in and see the team. And we hug it out, and we do all that stuff all the time. As soon as I walked in, those guys just start running at me and chasing me. So like, I was doing the, when a guy gets a walk-off home run sometime and everybody bobs him and he just runs around the field. So I'm like, I can move now. I'm 50, but I got some wheels. So there's a curtain that separates the two halves of the court in the practice gym over there. So I try to like bust through, and my finger gets stinking caught on something. It yanks it sideways. And I look down, I'm like, oh. There was so much adrenaline going on in my body right now. I didn't feel anything when Doc was pulling that thing. I'll tell you what.
Eric on your left.
Back to basketball, I guess. Sananda Fruit.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I hate to. So this is good stuff. Sananda Fruit, his game tonight, big rebounds, good defensively, got you some stuff inside.
Sananda was really good. Yeah. Just getting more comfortable. It's a new style of basketball than what he's used to. It's a new system. It's different than what he was a part of, but like, new from another part of the world, new culture, new food, new friends, no family. It just takes a little bit of time for those guys to adjust, but man, he was really good. Rebounded the ball for us. He was good in the pick and roll. He was finishing around the rim. Thought he was really, really good.
In the front.
Knowlton Alfred, the Louisville Cardinal. We can tell you're a fun, happy guy, so I get the question, what's your favorite post-game meal? Is it today, Tuesday, Taco Tuesday? What's your favorite post-game meal?
Whatever Lisa Kelsey's making, she's one of the best cooks in America. So whatever she's got, I'm down for it.
That's fantastic.
In the back on your left.
Jacob Lane, State of Louisville. It's been a very emotional couple of weeks here in Louisville with the plane crash. You've ingrained yourself in cities everywhere you've gone. Just tell me about what this means for the city to win this game right now, and what you would tell folks who are watching this who have been through some of the toughest times in their life.
I'm an all-in guy. Like the places that I've been, Rock Hill, South Carolina, I went all in. I was a true Rock Hillian. When I went to Charleston, I was all in. It was our city, and that was home, and that's where I was raising my kids. Lord blessed me with the opportunity to come be the head coach at the University of Louisville, one of the most storied programs ever, and to live in this town, and I'm all in. I love this place. It's special. It's a special community. It's family. It's blue collar. It's tough. It's where it's like where I was raised. And when tragedies happen, when bad things happen, and that's as bad as it gets. I mean, it was one of the worst things that's ever happened in the city. And you see how people come together. It galvanizes the city. You feel the love. You feel the support. And we rally behind those people that have suffered so much loss. Then you beat Kentucky, they really like that too around here. I've been here for a year and a half, everywhere I go, hey, Coach Kelsey, hey, good luck this year, beat Kentucky. Everybody, so it's awesome to see the Yum Center that way, to feel the emotion in the building, and then just to know that after a really tough couple weeks, this puts a smile on the faces of people in this city, and it's a lot of feel good. So just the next step in the momentum of what we're trying to build here, but we're proud and fortunate to get the win tonight.
Rashawn in the front.
Coach, you touched on it for a second, but Kentucky came into this game and a lot of people talked about their physicality, their big men inside, that would be something that would lead them. You talked about Sananda a little bit. He seemed like he was the best big man on the court, and even behind him, Ali Khalifa had some big moments, a couple of nice putbacks, 4 assists, no turnovers, 3 steals. Just kind of talk about what that says about the post guys in the Louisville program.
There was a lot of good post guys on the floor today. They have really good ones, and we have really good ones. Those guys stepped up when we needed them the most. They were big. I've been asked a lot of questions in post-game interviews, like, tell me about the bigs, get more production from the bigs. What I was telling you guys is the efficiency, the things that they were doing that relates to winning maybe doesn't show up on the stat sheet. I talked about the one day Sananda had like 2 field goal attempts, but he was like the second most efficient guy in our efficiency standards, but that takes everything into account. Defensive grading, defensive responsibility, pick and roll coverage, screen assist, everything. So those guys do so much, and they were big for us tonight.
On your left.
Pat, since you came to our state, I've heard you say that in the context of this rivalry, that you need to do your part, that Louisville needs to pull its weight in the rivalry. So in that context, what did you accomplish tonight?
Yeah, last year I said that. I think I said it before the game, and then I said it in the press conference after the game, because I meant it. Maybe it put a little bit more pressure on us, I don't know, but the late great Skip Prosser, who was the head coach at Xavier, and he was my college coach, and when he got the job at Xavier, the Cincinnati-Xavier rivalry had gone in Cincinnati's favor for quite a bit. And Coach made the comment, it ceases to be a rivalry unless you win one every once in a while. And I said that because I mean it, and we were able to get one tonight, so it feels good.
Brandon in the back.
Ryan and Michael combined for 53 points. Just what do you think that backcourt sends a message to defenses around the country?
Yeah, I mean, we have good players, and we have really good guards, and those guys were unbelievable tonight. Michael was special. Ryan was huge for us. That game against Kansas, Michael put so much pressure on himself, and I just love how he's responded since then. Not that he didn't have a certain focus about him, because he's always focused. He always works hard. He's mature beyond his years, but he's been a monster ever since that game. My goodness, was he special tonight. And like Ryan is, he's a winner. Ryan, you look at all the places he's been at Indiana State, and he was at Xavier. Like, I remember seeing Sean Miller this summer, and he said, "How's Ryan doing?" I said, "Gosh darn, he is a special young man." He goes, "He never changes. He never changes. It doesn't matter if the chips are down. It doesn't matter. He is the same all the time." And he's big in big moments. He makes big shots. And those two guys were a huge tandem tonight. But Isaac McNeely's a special perimeter Adrian Woolley, he's another guy that's getting more and more comfortable, and I see flashes in practice, and you see some of the things that he's capable of. We'll have some games where I'm sitting in here, and I'm talking about how special those guys were. Those two guys carried us, and they were really good tonight.
Couple more. Dusty?
Yeah. Coach, you saw Donovan Mitchell out there, and obviously he has a significant influence in this group. He was coaching up Michael out there. I guess from your perspective, how influential and important to this program has he been and for your squad in particular to have him out there today? I mean, what is that like for you as coach?
Is that unbelievable?
Yeah.
Middle of the NBA season, he said he's never done this before. He had a gut-wrenching buzzer beater that he lost last night, and he's got another game tomorrow down in Miami. Takes a private jet here, lands, come to the game, and he's going right back to be with his team. That's how much that dude loves Louisville. That's how much he loves Louisville. And Louisville loves him. And it meant a lot to me. I told him, I said, that's one of the most special things I've ever seen. And the guy's busy as it is, the stature, everything he's got going on in his life. He's the poster child for a Louisville Cardinal for sure.
David, in the middle.
Hey, Coach, just talk to us about Javon Hadley's impact on the game, just on both ends of the floor, and how important his versatility is to this team.
Yeah, Javon, just that jack of all trades, guards anybody you want him to guard, lunch pail, tough, does all the dirty work, makes big plays when we need him to make big plays. Javon's a big part of our team and a heck of a leader.
All right, we'll go last question to Frank. So we can keep it on Frank.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just curious about Kaysen playing only 2 minutes tonight there in the first half. Was it something based on how he was feeling, or just kind of
Yeah,
at the
I
state
mean,
of
it's
the
just
game?
gonna take a little bit of time for him to get back in the flow, right? Kaysen's gonna be huge for us. He's gonna be a big, big part of the special season. We're really looking at just playing his first game the other night and getting back in the rhythm, getting back in the rotation. Trust me when I tell you, he is going to be a major, major, major part of this.
All right, thank you all.